I remember a decade ago when Sun Myung Moon, 2 decades ago now, came to town. And Moon came and he said that he was the Messiah. And many preached that. He was interviewed on television. And then the people that followed Moon were called Moonies. And at the time, the airports had not shut down solicitations within the airports. Y'all remember those days? The Moonies were all over the airports, the train stations. They were everywhere, soliciting with flowers, give me a donation, picked up billions of dollars in those airports. Y'all remember those days? They shut that down. That was a money maker like you never seen. But the thing I noticed about the Moonies is that no matter whether they were black or white, mostly white, they all had this distant look in their eyes. Do you remember that now? You remember they did not have the normal look. They had this far away, distant look. Every last one of them, whether they were black, white, or Indian, they all had this strange look about them. And the reason why they had that strange look is because they had fallen in love with Moon. And that love was so deep and intense that they could not help but look the way they look. You know, when you fall in love, your countenance change. Even as ugly as some of y'all are, it can happen up to. I thought y'all needed that. By the way, y'all stand for just a second. The eyes are the windows to the soul. You can look into a man's eyes and see into his soul. And when you want to communicate to your fellow man your sense of honesty and integrity, you look him in the eye. Because if he can look in your eye, he can see what you're thinking. The Moonies had this strange look in their eyes. Well, my friends, look at the Obama people. It is the exact same look. This distant look of love that has overcome them, and it can't be hidden. They can't shut it down. Even if they don't want you to know, they can't shut it down. It's this look that they have now. That this Messiah is now in their presence, this abomination. And so those of you that voted, you now are marked, the mark of the beast. Remember a year or so ago, the Mount Carmel debate. I want to challenge the fact that they were leading the people the wrong way. 40 years ago, there were 41 million black people living in these United States. Now there are only 30 million. The Bloods, the Crips, the killing of black men shooting other black men, the abortion that you do in these clinics, and the burdens that black men put on black women, we're dying out. We're dying out. And somebody needs to stand up and say it. If we don't stop this death, we're going to be out of here in extinction in another 20 years. We won't be no black people. You're dying. You're killing one another. Disease, single parent homes, going to jail, won't go to school. I challenge these men and their authority to lead. Back in 1983, I declared that Jesse Jackson was a worker of the devil. Anybody remember when I made that statement years ago? I was right then. Should have stopped him then. We could have stopped the deaths. I've gone ahead and warned you about David Dinkins and Charles Rangel and all this crowd of black politicians that don't do nothing but sell out, rip off, and make you ignorant, keep you on bread and crumbs, and these poverty programs. And you stayed with me. You stayed with me. But when this long-legged Mac Daddy came to town, all of a sudden now I'm not preaching Jesus anymore. Come on, that's what you told me. Now I've been preaching about this for years. It's just that the whore has come out of you par excellence. I've been preaching about this for years. Somebody said, what about this 2012 elect movement just started nationally? Nothing more than the political action community I started right here. You were down for that, but you're not down for the movement that will stop your love affair with this Mac Daddy. And that's the only difference. It's the only difference. It's the only difference. You whore, you. You whore. This long-legged Mac Daddy, I was right then. I'm right now. January 20th at high noon will be the day of the joker. All you black folk talking about you got a black president. You whore, you. Spike Lee, come on everybody, get on the bus. Come on, all black men, get on the bus. Hey Manning, up there in Harlem, get your butt on the bus. Shut up and get on the bus, nigga. I'm not getting on no bus. I'm not going anywhere looking for Louis Farrakhan to tell me nothing. Farrakhan can't tell me the time of day. Black preachers, Catholics, Jehovah's Witnesses, Mennonites, Baptists, Methodists, Pentecostals, tongue talkers, all down there in Washington, the same way they're going to be down there Tuesday. I didn't go. I didn't go. I said I didn't go. And I'm not going Tuesday because I'm not a whore. Went down there to Washington, spent all that money, came back, nothing happening. Nothing happening with Farrakhan. Ain't nothing going to happen in terms of what you're thinking about with abomination. Why? Why did y'all leave the sanctity of Jesus, the chasteness of his word? Why did y'all do that? You don't know this man. Leaving the love of a lifetime for somebody that came and popped their fingers and snapped their legs. You don't know anything about this man. You don't know. You don't know. It takes more than just a few months to know somebody. And what you do know about him, I told you that his mama was a trashy white whore, and I was right about that. Don't you tell me not to say that. Don't you tell me not to call that woman a trashy white whore, because she was. Don't you tell me what to preach. And not only that, but all of his friends, his house is owned by a Syrian mobster named Tony Resco. They're tight. That's his friend. William Ayers, that's his friend. Why? Why would you do that? Only a whore would walk out on a relationship like that. Why did you do that? Why? Now I'm expressing the sentiments of Jesus here, because that's exactly what you did. It's exactly how you whored, you whore you. You don't even know this man. You don't know what he's going to do.
Wir wollen nicht lieben und wollen nicht schwindeln. Ich habe
And you and I together, we will change this country and we'll change the world.
They were watching his power. They were watching the large crowds that were following him. And as the crowds grew larger and his oratory more impressive, I mean, when Hitler spoke, when this man stood before 50 and 100 and 200,000 people, he wooed a crowd like no man on earth had ever done. As I watched this parade of this emissary, this ambassador from hell himself called Barack Hussein Obama, got y'all in a trance and is trying to bring deception all over the world.